Did you ever hear the phrase, you are what you eat? Well, if so, I'm going to say something that is not meant to sound sacrilegious. I eat Jesus. I wanted to get a t-shirt that said it, but I tell you, I'm so sensitive to not wanting to be sacrilegious that I haven't gotten it. Maybe I should talk to a priest about it. But when you think about what you eat, there is no better food, nothing that you could put into your body than God Himself. God Himself. I think about all the ways God could have left Himself when He left this earth. And He said, I will be with you until the end of time. So He gave us the Eucharist. So we have this opportunity every Sunday to break bread. But for us, for Catholics, and we're the only religion this is true for, it becomes the body of the actual King of the universe. God. So just try and really put that in your head. It's like, God, this guy we pray to, don't want to say this guy, this being we pray to, this person who controls our lives, this person who created every cell in our body, this being who made the stars and the planets. And when we're scared, we run to Him. And when we're sad, we go to Him. And when we're angry, we tell Him. And when we're happy, we don't often tell Him as much as we should. But if it were the Queen of England, or now it's the King of England, or anyone else that you think about that we idolize, shouldn't idolize them. I mean, you take, how many people have jerseys from their favorite football star or baseball player or whatever sport, and it's autographed? You're like, and you have this possession. It's possession that when you have it, you think of that person. You think it's valuable. And for people whose spouses have died or loved ones have died, and they have a pillow that still has their scent on it, or a lock of hair from a child's first haircut, this actual touching of another being is just something powerful to us as humans. It's the way God made us. So of all the ways God could have said, I'm going to leave myself there, He could have just left Himself in our minds, videotape, which videotape would be awesome too. But He said, I am literally going to let you eat my body, eat me. And that's why back in the Bible, thousands, hundreds, I don't know how many exactly, but many, they said, left Him. They kind of rolled their eyes like, this guy's a nutcase. Because a verb He actually used in the Bible when He says, unless you eat of my body and drink my blood, you can't have life within me. You can't be one of my followers. And these guys are like, guy's a nutcase. He's a lunatic. And He used the verb to gnaw on my body, chew on it, to just, I think if we got this idea, the truth of God is on that altar, God, and then He comes down and says, here, I'm going to actually put it in your mouth and let you eat it. And you're like, what? And then His blood in the chalice. Blood is life-sustaining, as we all know. And He's like, man, you can drink mine. I have a friend who every time we talk, she says, I cover this conversation in the blood of the Lamb so we can be protected. And yet here He is giving us His blood to drink. Like, I can't even comprehend that right now. Padre Pio once said, if everybody knew what that was on that altar in the church after it's been consecrated, the Catholic Church, they would claw their way to the front just to be near it. Just to be near it. I don't know. It's really getting me this time in ways that oh my gosh. So I want to take this further. So this is God, and we should be like crawling to the altar. We should be bowing down. We should be like, many cases, like ashamed, like, God, me? You let me? But I receive it. And then you are what you eat. I know I've said that before. Your DNA, this is why God gave it to us. He's like, I want you to become more of me and less of you, Christine. Become more of me, Jesus. eat my body, drink my blood, and all of your cells start changing into my cells, just like the usual physiological, biological processes of the foods we eat, and we dump the bad stuff, we keep the good, our cells change. So every time we eat Jesus, the body, the blood, our bodies are physically changing. And since our body, mind, and spirit is all one, it changes your mind, changes your way of thinking, changes your way of acting. It changes you as you become God, the God of the universe. You become more of him. I could scream, but my door is closed and I don't want my husband to hear me screaming in here. He'll probably run in and say, what kind of video are you creating today? Like, ah. But then I think of the fact that we're required to go every Sunday, but we have the option in the Catholic Church to eat Jesus every day, every day, every day. Every day I can go see with my eyes the God of the universe. I can taste. And my priest said it today at Mass, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Taste him. If you want to change your life, if you want to become more like God, if you want to stop making the stupid mistakes you're making, if you want to stop putting your foot in your mouth like I often do, receive Jesus in your body as often as you can. If you can go 7 days a week, imagine how you can be changed. It's just so sad that we don't take advantage of that. I now go to daily Mass, but I didn't for years. And I'm like, why didn't I? Because I, in my soul, did not really believe then the power of the God on the universe. I said it with my mouth, yeah, that's Jesus. But my mind wasn't wrapped with, oh my gosh, that's Jesus. I see Jesus. I get to be with Jesus. I get to have Jesus in my body. So I go daily. And I ask you, consider going as often as you can. Many of you work full time. Well, so do I, but I do it from home, so I have flexibility. Many of you have children. But go. When you're having a rough day, when you are having the worst times in your life, is when you need to go more often. You need to be fed. And then when the worst times are past, keep going so that it staves off the devil, so that you continue to be fed, to be changed, you'll get better answers. You'll act better, think better in the good times and the bad. The peace will be tremendous. For those of you that are Catholic and not really sure about transubstantiation, I ask you to get on your knees, start taking the Eucharist, see what happens. There's a lot of you non-Catholics out there that question our faith, say, oh, I don't want to believe in Catholic because I don't believe in some of the things they believe. Well, my first thing I'd say aside is there's not a Christian out there that disagrees with the Catholic Church. Only there are Christians out there, Protestants out there, that disagree with what they think the Catholic Church says. If you are Lutheran or Methodist or Pentecostal or Baptist or any of the other non-Catholic Christian religions, look into it. It doesn't hurt you to look. Because if we have Jesus on the altar, and we're the only ones that do, that's why Satan only steals from the Catholic Church the bread from the tabernacle. He doesn't steal bread. Ask Satanists. They don't go into Baptist church, Lutheran church, Pentecostal church, Assemblies of Christ. They don't take the bread because they know it's just bread. Throw it to the birds. They come to the Catholic Church because Satan knows what it is. Satan sees. Satan wants to desecrate God. I'm just saying, please just let your wall down. Let your wall down and at least research it, because if we do have the food that you need to get through this life, isn't it worth looking into? Because if you find truth, it'll transform you in ways you could never imagine. So I could keep talking about this all day because I am so grateful to God for what he did for us. But I should let this end because I gotta, do the rest of my life. So I ask you, do you eat Jesus? And if so, how often? Do you revere it? Are you allowing yourself to become that which you eat? Hopefully that answer is yes. I'd like to thank you for watching. As always, please like and subscribe to all my channels, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. And of course, go to my website, breakfastwithbacon.com. Please share this with your friends and family. There's a lot of censorship that we have to fight against. And so sometimes you have to do the active sending. Help save a soul. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thank you for watching this informational Bacon Bit. And I want to remind you always to live your life sunny side up.